With the release of the past few episodes in the Boruto anime, I've been getting a lot of comments and messages asking me to explain what's going on with the Boruto timeline in the anime. How old is Boruto? Why is the anime saying that 10 years have passed since the end of the 4th Great Ninja War? Why did myself and others say that 15 years has passed? Is Danzo really behind it all? Okay, maybe not that last one, but it's a bit of a running joke with you guys, so I figured I'd throw that last one in there. So, starting with the major elephant in the room, the 10-year time skip reference. There are quite a few things that need to be cleared up here. I've seen a bunch of people say that perhaps this was just a mistranslation. Hell, even I thought so myself at first, but the official subs have come back in consecutive weeks stating that there's been 10 years since the end of the 4th Great Ninja War and the current era. Sadly, this doesn't end the discussion, and I'll explain to you guys why. One of two things is going on that I think a lot of people are overlooking. Number one, Studio Period royally fucked up, and it wouldn't be the first time that they royally done something fucked up in the Naruto series. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden both had bad errors made by the studio at different points during the series. Or, number two, the 10-year time skip is merely the characters rounding down the length in time that has transpired since the events of the 4th Great Ninja War. I'm going to explain to you guys why the second reason, the rounding down, is the most likely cause of what's going on. Let's start with Kishimoto himself. Back when Naruto Gaiden was being released, Kishimoto stated that Sarada Uchiha was 11 years old, which is true since in the events of Naruto Gaiden, which takes place just before the graduation exams, Sarada is 11 years old going on 12. So you can clearly see the issue here. If we round Sarada's age down to 11 and take the anime line of 10 years at face value, then this means that Sarada was born a year before the start of the 4th Great Ninja War, which directly contradicts what Kishimoto stated when Naruto Gaiden came out and what he directly wrote in Naruto Gaiden's story, which is that Sarada Uchiha was born during the period in time where Sakura traveled with Sasuke after he left the Hidden Leaf Village during his redemption journey. Unless you believe that Sakura gave birth to a kid before the events of the 5 Kage Summit, hid this kid during the Pain arc and during the Ninja War in a secret that nobody knew about, then you see that the 10-year line is clearly the anime team rounding down the length in time that has happened. Now, going on to the next bit of evidence that the 10-year time skip is the anime rounding down the length in time, I want you guys to look at what else was going on when Naruto Gaiden happened. While Naruto Gaiden was being rolled out, production for Naruto Boruto the movie was ongoing. Kishimoto co-wrote Boruto the movie alongside Kodachi, who is the current writer for the Boruto anime as well as the writer for the Boruto manga. When the movie was being promoted and in the information that came out after the movie was released, it was made clear Boruto and his classmates were 12 years old. The anime is currently adapting Boruto the movie, which the manga has already done, which, to restate, the anime and manga are both connected. Given the anime and manga story are handled by the same person, and Kishimoto supervises the story and serves as editor for the manga, the assumption of rounding down to 10 years becomes even more clear. As I've stated on quite a few times, there have been a handful of episodes where the time skip has been confirmed to be exactly 15 years, which is in line with what Shueisha, the parent company who owns Naruto, as well as what the official timeline that was released shows us that 15 years has passed. Also, when you look at the statements of characters like Awabe and Naruto himself, it makes it clear that there's a 15-year time skip. But let's take this a step further and provide more concrete proof of the anime rounding down the time period. Studio Period themselves. Now, we have a few things that are official from Studio Period that make this the case. In the Boruto anime character data profiles released by Studio Period, we learn that the Boruto vs. Kwaki fight takes place 4 years after Momoshiki attacks Konoha, and it is directly stated that Boruto is 16 years old during this fight. That means that in the Boruto movie arc, which is currently running in the anime, Boruto is 12 years old. The next bit of evidence comes from the fact that the character design for Teenage Boruto, we learn quite a few things that corroborate this story. We learn that Boruto has Sasuke's sword and Sasuke's cloak. Most importantly, we learn that Boruto is 16 years old. In fact, the design for Kawaki was the first thing that established how old these characters were. Again, this is why this is most likely the case of the anime team, rounding down the length and time that has passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. Next, in the Boruto manga, which, to clarify yet again, is drawn by Ikimoto and the story is written by the anime writer Kodachi, when Boruto meets Ao, one of the things that gets revealed is that 16 years have passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War, which matches up with the fact that there have been quite a few events that have taken place since the Boruto movie when you get to the when you get to the manga version of the story. Finally, let's take one more look at this 10-year line. Let's just ignore all of the previous information I just laid out. Let's take it at face value. 10 years have passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. Most people say that Boruto's 8 years old or he's 10 years old. If you use the 10-year line as a reference point, then Boruto cannot be 10 years old. Why? Well, let's go back and look at the timeline for a second. The events of Naruto the Last take place just after Hinata's birthday. Hinata Hyuga was born on December 27th, as stated in all 4 of the data books that were written by Kishimoto when the Naruto manga was running weekly. The Ninja War ended on Naruto's birthday in October. This means that Naruto the Last took place 2 years and 3 months after the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. Even if Naruto knocked up Hinata the night of the movie's events ending, Hinata still would need to carry Boruto in a womb for 9 months, which means that the 10-year line is absolute bullshit. That means that the absolute oldest Boruto could only be 7 years old, since his birth would coincide with there being 3 years since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. This means that Boruto and his classmates needed to graduate from the academy in less than a year. Unless it's a time of war, academy students don't graduate unless they are 12 years old. This was established in the Naruto manga. Kakashi was allowed to graduate early because of the ninja war that was ongoing. Itachi was allowed to graduate early because the Hidden Leaf Village was low on ninja after the end of the Third Great Ninja War. This is why Sasuke's mom told Sasuke that times were different when Itachi graduated and that Sasuke didn't need to put as much pressure on himself to excel. The fact of the matter is this: when you look at the information that was given by these primary sources, which I will restate once again, Kishimoto saying that Sarada is 11 years old in Naruto Gaiden, the promotional material for Boruto the movie putting Boruto at 12 years old, Studio Period's anime character profile stating that the Boruto vs. Kawaki fight takes place 4 years after the events of Boruto the movie, and finally, the character designs for Boruto and Kawaki both naming them at 16 years old, it becomes irrefutable that the 10-year time skip that was referenced in the anime is clearly the characters rounding down the length and time that has passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War, which isn't uncommon because people do that in real life, rounding up or rounding down events. If you want to nitpick, then you could say that this isn't something that comes down to being a plot inconsistency or a plot hole, but rather it would come down to being poor execution by the anime writers and making it clear what their aim was. After all, less than 20 episodes before the first line was given to us when Konohamaru states that 10 years have passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War, we already had 3 episodes stating that 15 years had passed since the end of the Fourth Great Ninja War. That it just comes down to poor execution on the hands of the anime team, which again isn't that damn hard to see being possible given what they did with Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I hope this cleared up some of you guys' questions as well as gave you guys some new information that will make you better informed about the Boruto timeline. Make sure to share this video with a friend who might be confused about the current Boruto timeline. That's it for my video today, guys. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share, and don't forget to enable notifications so you get notified next time I upload the next Boruto or Naruto discussion. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day.